2024 was a disastrous year for Ubisoft. Not only did they shut down XDefiant and lay off hundreds of people, not only was Star Wars Outlaws a complete and total disappointment for them, not only was Skull and Bones, this massively expensive thing they worked on for over a decade, a complete and total flop, but they also ended up having to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows, a game that has been the target of so much backlash and controversy. A game that when it was revealed that for the first time going to Japan in the Assassin's Creed franchise that they would decide to feature a black samurai in Yasuke, it got absolutely destroyed. People in Japan rejected it. People all over the world rejected it because they just wanted a story in Japan. But that's not what Ubisoft is giving people. Assassin's Creed Shadows then got subsequently delayed, and there's a lot riding on this game for them. As you can see, twice the number of people disliked this as liked it. 600,000 dislikes to 300,000 likes. And now we're finding out, now that we're only about a month away, that as we've stated for a long time, there's a lot riding on this for Ubisoft. Their stock price is in the gutter. It looks like they're looking at taking it private, possibly doing a buyout. Something has to change at Ubisoft because they are hemorrhaging money. And their entire future may very well hang in the balance based on how this game performs. Ubisoft's future depends on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Good luck with that. If Ubisoft's last couple years were a video game, it would be stuck on nightmare difficulty. The publisher of Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Watch Dogs is in serious trouble after what many are calling the company's worst year ever in 2024. With a string of flops, leadership shakeups, and mounting pressure from investors, Ubisoft's hopes now rest on one game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, set to release in February of 2025. And we can go over this. Skull and Bones, 11 years of development. And we're talking about $800 million potentially behind Skull and Bones. It flopped. It flopped horribly for them. We know about Star Wars Outlaws. We reported about XDefiant. Meanwhile, Ubisoft's stock value hit a decade low, prompting investor talks about potential buyouts from heavyweights like Tencent and Saudi Arabia's Savvy Games Group. Well, now, and this is, you can't really say this is a surprise that this is coming out, but Jason Schreier, who, as much of a piece of shit as Jason Schreier may be, he does have a lot of sources within the industry, specifically when it comes to at some of these major studios. He talked about how important this release is going to be for Ubisoft going forward. Jason Schreier, the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows could tell us a lot. If it's a hit, Ubisoft will have more time as the Guillemot family sorts out the company's future. But if it flops, we might see a drastic reorganization happen very quickly, be it a buyout or a sale. Tencent, which already holds a stake in Ubisoft, has been linked to buyout talks. We could also see Saudi Arabia's Savvy Games Group, which is said to be looking to make a big purchase this year. Ubisoft will irrevocably transform. And, you know, with all the failures we've seen, maybe that's what they need is to irrevocably transform. I don't know if people want to see these companies come in there. I think they'd rather they just get rid of the fucking garbage within Ubisoft and go back to making entertaining games again instead of some of the things they've been focused on over the last couple years. But they might be past the point of no return for that. So when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows, it needs to be massive. Now, I have said this from the beginning. From the moment this trailer dropped and people were like, oh, it's no one's going to buy this. This is the Assassin's Creed franchise. The Assassin's Creed franchise sells well. It just does. But it has to sell well enough to be justified for whatever they spent on this. And, you know, this is a game that could sell 4 million copies and be considered a complete and total catastrophe. You know, that's the truth. That's the reality. But how much will all this controversy affect it? I saw Legendary Drop say this. Do you really think AC is going to be a Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring, or Wukong level of success? Given the likely 300 million plus budget, Shadows must sell 7+ million. Otherwise, it won't cover its cost, nor will it cover up all the financial failures. I also saw Legacy Killer kind of respond and say, hey, listen, some of these games, you know, do sell a lot. They sell tens of millions of copies. Origins over 10 million copies. Odyssey over 10 million copies. Valhalla potentially up to 20 million people that played that game at one point in time. So the potential fan base is there for a 10 million plus reception for Assassin's Creed Shadows. But are they going to be receptive to this? How is all of the backlash, all of the controversy, how is that going to affect this game? Because if this game sells, like I said, 4 or 5 million copies, that is going to be considered a colossal and complete flop for this franchise. Another game you sold that, it'd be like, holy cow, what an incredible success. Not Assassin's Creed, not with the money that they've invested and not with this name that they're using. The expectations are high. And unfortunately, the negativity surrounding this is very high as well. People are not forgetting. It's not calming down. They delayed it 3 months. It's coming out in February now. But Assassin's Creed Shadows, just like kind of a lot of us speculated, this is the breaking point for Ubisoft. It is do or DEI. And in this case, I think we know that Ubisoft has a good possibility that they are going to die after this.